Thank you.
Yeah, really, really good film. So let's start with how did this project come about for you, and did you feel a great responsibility in taking this on?
I feel a huge responsibility because Kong is film history. He's not just film history, he's a cinematic icon and he is a piece of pop culture. He's one of the few things in film that transcends the film itself and is a piece of pop culture. So that is an enormous responsibility to play with, but also a very exciting one. And it came about because after my last movie, which was an indie, I really wanted to do a big movie because I grew up on big movies, because big movies inspired me to go find film history and foreign cinema and art house cinema. And Legendary and Warner Brothers came to me about Kong, and I said, that's super exciting, but also, why? Why do we need a new King Kong movie? What's the purpose? Like, audiences are smart and they want something fresh. And so I started talking to them and pitched them this idea of kind of apocalypse now with King Kong and Vietnam War with monsters and just this sort of crazy genre mashup, thinking that they were going to laugh me out of the room. And instead, the amazing thing about Legendary and Warner Brothers is they said, okay, let's do that. And I was sort of left there saying, wait, what? Excuse me? Okay. So that's sort of how we got here.
That's great. So what do you think it is about King Kong that people stay interested in iteration after iteration, and what makes yours different than the others before?
I think fundamentally the thing about Kong that everyone can relate to and respond to and sort of viscerally feel is that every single person in this room, every person watching this, everyone in the world, everywhere, universally is misunderstood by someone. And that's heartbreaking. Like the worst thing in the world is feeling like someone misunderstands you. And I think Kong is the ultimate sort of representation of being misunderstood in that way. And so I wanted to pay honor to that idea and build off of it and do something new that felt fresh and sort of a throwback but contemporary at the same time. I wanted to make a Kong that once again stood upright on 2 feet and had the power and the nobility of a king and as a god, but a lonely god. You know, I wanted to sort of show people a new Kong, a thinking Kong, the sort of protector of this island. And so, you know, we wanted to sort of pay honor to everything that's come before it, but show audiences something completely new because audiences are smart and they want to see fresh things. They want to see new things. They don't want to see the same thing over and over again. And I think our movie is very unexpected.
I agree. Let's talk about the locations that you shot in too, with one of them being Vietnam. Can you talk a little bit about that and how that all came about? And it really adds to this.
Vietnam is the greatest place on earth. I hope that people see this movie and say, where did they shoot that? It's such a, I mean, beyond the people and the culture and the food being otherworldly and incredible, the landscapes and the environment are unlike anything you've seen before. And it was so important for me, for when people watch this movie, to not feel like, oh, yeah, it looks like Jurassic Park, or it looks like this island I've seen before, or it looks like a CG fest. You know, I wanted it to feel real and tangible, and there's something so rugged and raw, and yet stunningly beautiful about Vietnam. And, you know, we were the first movie of anywhere near this scale to shoot in Vietnam, and that was such an honor to be able to sort of work with Warner Brothers and work with the Vietnamese government and shoot a movie there like this. It's never been done before, and there are locations in this movie that have never been seen on screen before. And it was such a privilege and an honor, and the reason we wanted to do that, the reason we lugged ourselves all the way across the world was to show audiences something new, and to have it feel fresh, and to have it like be as explosive as the first time you saw New Zealand in Lord of the Rings, when you're like, oh my God, where is that? You know, and I hope that people sort of discover and rediscover how gorgeous Vietnam is because of this movie.
And let's talk a little bit about the cast too. It's sort of a fractured group of people here, and you've got a great ensemble cast. Can you talk a little bit about working with each of them?
I mean, for me, it's an honor and a dream as a director to be able to have the cast that I had. That's a cast that can do everything. You know, they can do broad comedies to Broadway to Shakespeare in the Park. You know, the caliber of the cast that we had is so incredible, and they're all incredible human beings. in addition to being talented. And the reason that we built this cast and that I really tried to bring these people in was also to send a message that like this is not your normal Kong movie. This is not the Kong movie that you expect. This is not some sort of like disposable throwaway thing. These are like amazing actors. Like I think people are going to be so shocked by John C. Reilly in this movie. I think people are going to fall in love with Jason Mitchell in this movie, who, you know, everyone's sort of seen him as Eazy-E and Straight Outta Compton, but this is the next, like, the first time you're really gonna see him in something else. And there's so many amazing character actors between Shea Whigham and John Ortiz, and like just the natural, like raw, like just talent that Bree and Tom ooze is remarkable. And then you've got legends like John Goodman. Like for me, it's an embarrassment of riches, and they all bring so much to it, and I think they all have their own moments in this movie.
That was great. Well, thank you.
Mhm.
It was a great film. Loved it.